Hello everyone, this is Sparky Mama. We're back in Medieval Dynasty, and today we're going to work on getting our woodshed and hopefully our hunter's cabin up and running. In the previous video I did notice that obviously it took me quite a while, a day and a half, if you look at the top of the screen, to get this house and the well started. I did spend a lot of the time trying to sort out this bear down there. Once we get the town sorted, the closer our... I'll just grab this log. The closer our buildings get to the spawn, eventually that spawn should disappear. And at some point we will search that little cave over there. But what I'm going to do is... I'm going to actually place the... Can I even place it yet? Where's the wooden shed? I still need some more technology for the shed for building. So we will have to... What we'll do is we'll place a small house and we'll get that built. And then hopefully once that house is built, we should have enough technology to get our woodshed. So I'm just going to grab the road and I'm actually going to continue this path that sort of comes around this river. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it out and lead it up towards these trees. And this is where we'll have our first set of houses. So I'm just going to put the first house here. So we'll just get our hammer on and we'll see if we don't actually have any stone. So I'm going to spend some time getting a whole lot of resources. We'll chop down some of these trees, but we're going to keep the stumps in the ground just to keep that sort of forest feel, and that way it doesn't look too empty. So I'll just do a little bit of a time lapse. We just found a dead rabbit. I just thought I'll stop for a bit. I do know that every so often the rabbits will be killed by other animals. What animal the rabbit was killed by, I'm not too sure. We're over encumbered, so I'm gonna get building on this. We should have enough to do most of the house. So we just finished our first small house. This will be dedicated to our first villager. And then once we get the next row of houses, that'll sort of be where our villagers will reside. I'm just going to run to the other side and we'll figure out where our woodshed and our hunting cabin is going to go. I do want to leave a little bit of space next to this creek here, just because it's a nice feature. So I'm going to start my path. So that's our pathway there for our raw resources. However, I did want to have my shed and the hunting cabin up further towards these trees. It makes a nice little look. I'm going to actually extend that path out. So it's in the morning. I have slept for the night. It got a bit dark, but I've finished my double roads. I've double pathed all the way down here. Our pathway that goes to the right here, that double paths all the way to that rock there, comes up over this hill and joins up with this pre-made path that leads to Skalty. So if I zoom in, you can see where I've pathed, as well as on the map you'll notice I went out this way. So this is the same path that I made earlier, and then this will serve as our main pathway. Now that's done, we can work on getting our hunting cabin and our woodshed in. So I figured out where those dead rabbits were coming from. So we've got foxes in the area. They must have been killing the rabbits. If we look at our map, we will have a look, see what animals we have in the area. So at the moment there's rabbits there. So that is our bear spawn. I am hoping that once we get our buildings in, that bear spawn will disappear. We still have foxes and we do have deer spawns down here. Even if this one does disappear, we have this one over here. That'll provide a good source of meat, as well as across the river here we've got rabbits and deer. We're going to start off with getting our woodshed and our hunting cabin in place, just because the bear's sitting quite close to where I want my workshop. At the moment I'm having difficulty getting the wooden shed where I want it. The bear is getting a bit close as well. I think we have to go up on this hill here. We can move it later if we need to, so I'm just going to get it as close as I can to the road. So I might have to go just there. In our hunting lodge, we're going to have the same issue. We went in the house because we were getting quite cold and I don't quite have the clothes to cover up. I just discovered that the bears can actually go inside the house, which is not what I expected. Just gotta get my spears out. We're gonna run away. So we're just gonna jump back in the house. Hopefully the bear doesn't follow us in. This is going to be a major problem. So the bear's inside our house, and whenever we respawn, we are dying straight away. So I might have to check what the latest autosave was. So I've just loaded the game. I'm just going to check where that left me. It looks like my pathing is still in place. I'm also going to check to see if the woodshed and hunting cabin that I placed is still there. If not, we will replace those. Okay, it hasn't been placed in. So I'll go ahead and put those back in. So I'm going to quickly get this built. And once it's built, I would hope that that would help deactivate some of the stuff in the area. So our workshop is done. I am going to run out of there. Bear's coming. Since he's heading back towards the creek, I'll get the hunting cabin and the woodshed up here done. Okay, so I've managed to place the hunting cabin and the woodshed right next to each other, just up on this hill. And there's the workshop just down there. I did try and get some more flat land, but that's a little bit limited on this side of where we've decided to build our town. So we're just going to come up here, get a path to both of our little buildings here, and then we'll get these built. I've just finished the hunting cabin and the woodshed. So now that we've got the woodshed, we can create planks, and that'll get our production going, or at least our first stages of production going, as well as the hunting cabin. If I do come in here, I can get these stone arrows. So actually I'm going to grab those and we're going to craft a whole lot of stone arrows. So I've got 90 stone arrows, which will be more than enough to kill this bear, but it is getting a bit dark, so I'm going to head off to bed. We did fail a quest. I'd completely forgotten about that. So we'll run outside, make sure the bear's not too close. I actually don't see the bear, so I'm going to have a look at the map, see if the spawn's still on there. Okay, so it looks like the bear is not on the map at the moment. It does make me wonder that the spawn doesn't deactivate until the next season. You'll notice all these other animal spots have disappeared as well. So we don't even have the deer over here. And I did say that we'd potentially keep this one here as long as our buildings didn't get too close. But that's not a worry, as we do have rabbits and deer on this little sort of semi-island here. So since the bear's gone, we will go have a look in this cave and have a look to see where it goes. I'll get my torch out. We do have a lot of rock in here, so I'm just going to go for a quick run through. Seems to be only a one way. We are following a river, so that takes us out to this side here. I will have a look on the map to see where that is. And obviously there is another bear there. So I don't want to go too close to him. We will just have a quick look to see what else we have in the area. Nope. I did hear the bear, so we're going to run in the opposite direction and we're going to head out of here. But this is a good little quick spot to get some quick rock. I didn't see any other minerals in there, just stone, but that's alright. So that is the first starting point for our village. We've got our woodshed and hunting cabin up the top there. Once those trees do grow back, then they will be covered. Then we've got our first area of production. It is likely that I won't be able to build on this slope here, but I can fill it up full of decorations. So that's the first part of our village done. I hope you enjoyed watching, and always give it a like and a subscribe.